had a good discussion about language and why language matters and how we help empower others. And that led to some great conversations in the chat. Then on Thursday, we talked about consistency. And that might have been one, at the moment, at that time, one of the most engaging conversations we had. We had a Ring of Renegades member pop in and ask a question, which took us in a direction that was actually really interesting. And for me, enlightening, again, helping thinking about empowering. Then we talked about, I forgot if I was on Thursday or Friday.
No, you were on to Friday.
Friday, we talked about consistency and how we, oh, I missed one, didn't I?
No, Thursday, you talked about consistency. Friday, we talked about the long game. Ooh, look at that. Look who remembered one.
I know. That was good. I got lost at my days and I got confused. And I think what was great about Friday.
Were you dazed and confused? You got lost in your days and confused. That was really good. Like dazed and confused?
Yeah, I got it. It was as good as you thought it was. Anyhow, we were talking about the long game on Friday, which was actually appropriate, unplanned, as it landed on our 200th episode. So now we're on episode 201. And so I think throughout the week, there were some great conversations about the things that we do that empower others. That went from, I think, internal to a little more external. So Bob, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the week. And, you know, if you want to at some point talk about what was your one key thing from the week you took away.
Sure. Thank you for that summary. I was going to say that summary of the week was starting to get as long as the week of episodes.
Way too long. Sorry.
No, it was okay. It was a lot to cover. You know, the thing I think that I kept going back to all week is we tend to focus on ourselves when we're building a business. I have this idea. I have this vision. I have this belief. I know who my customers are. I know what I want to do. I know what the price point is. I know all these things. And what I think at its core we really tried to get across this week was if you don't know your customer and what they're experiencing and what their tolerance is for things and what's going on in their world, you really don't know yourself, because the solution I create is a snapshot. It's only valuable if someone goes, whoa, Bob, that's a great solution. I need some of that. If I create the greatest solution in the world, but no one sees the value in it, no one understands how it helps them, I've got a great idea that's going to sit on my shelf. And I can have the best business plan and the best LLC and the most beautifully monogrammed t-shirts. And I can buy expensive ads and I can do all those great things. Have a killer website, the best website in the world, email campaign, social media, you name it.
My head's spinning.
But if I don't have something people want to buy, all that's a waste of time and effort. And I think you and I see often that people generally aren't spending enough time really digging in to understand who and what those people they're serving are really thinking, are really experiencing.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's interesting because as you're talking through that and I was thinking about, you know, what would be my thing. Mm-hmm. I think for me, it was all over the place, not what you said, but my thinking. Because I initially thought empowering others was how do we make sure that we're putting out the right messages so that they understand who and what we are, what we offer, what our value is, and that that can be a resource, you know, that they can be maybe a referral partner or they better understand. So when someone else says, hey, I'm struggling with this, they might say, hey, you know what you should talk about? You should talk to Tom. You should talk to another member of the Ring of Renegades because
I don't recommend you recommend yourself, Tom.
What's that?
I don't think it's a good idea when you meet someone and say, talk to them and they have a problem and you say, yeah, you should talk to Tom, like you're some other person.
No, you got lost. We empowered others because they've heard our message and then they share it with someone else.
It was just the way you said it.
Keep up with the program, Bob. Anyhow, so there was that part of empowering others to how they might support us. And I think to Friday, we really got into how do we empower others to do their own thing. And there was a real conversation about what's real for each of us and how, what it got me thinking about was that this ring of renegades, as well as today's antidote, provides a space. Some might use the word safe space, safe space, for people to share where they're at and what their challenges are, because they know they're in a group of people who think like them, who've committed to not only trying to grow and empower themselves, but also to help and grow and empower others. And so that by us setting this up, today's antidote 200 episodes ago, creating the Ring of Renegades, that have provided and has empowered others who think a little bit like us. They're renegades. They don't want to be part of the group. They don't want to be listening to the same, noise and just become deaf to whatever everybody else is saying. They want to create their own pathway. And so by us not even thinking about it in that way, we created an opportunity for them to be empowered, for them to come into the space, share where their challenges are, gain some insight, learn some knowledge, experience, and perspective, and also offer it so that for each of us, we are empowered to be who we truly are. And I think that came out today, Friday, in our conversation. And I think that was the thing that I took most away from it, was creating a space that others are now empowered to learn and share with others.
I like your answer better. Can I withdraw my answer? Can we just erase that from the tape?
It's not better or worse. It just is. It's real.
Okay.
I was on LinkedIn and somebody was having a conversation about how tough this year has been. And my response was, I am trying to get away from those kind of evaluative judgments. Tough, easy, hard, faster, stronger, whatever. It's just real. It is what, based on our perspective, our experience, our knowledge, is what we feel is real. And it's hard to judge. Is next year going to be harder or so? It's not. It's just going to be what it is. And we get a chance to take from it what we need and also give to it what somebody else might need. So your answer was great. Don't back
I don't remember what I said. So, okay, that's cool.
You can go back and watch it.
Okay,
I think that's to me, that's the thing. There's no right or wrong, better, worse. It just is.
Touche.
I used to think that statement, it is what it is, I always liked it. And everybody kind of said, well, that's kind of just a throwaway.
That is a statement.
It is real.
I like that. It is real.
That's what it becomes. I mean, if you don't want to say it is what it is, when in reality, it is what it is. Say
I like that voice. That was a new voice, Tom.
I try to add. It's 200 episodes. I better add 201. I better add something a little new, or people are going to be like, "That dude's boring."
They don't say that to your face.
Well, I would hope not. Well, maybe they could say it to my face. I don't care. I would just take it as perspective. Be like,
That's
okay,
right.
how do I learn from that? So that what is true and real for me might be influenced by that.
Okay. So
are you all right with that?
I am. I was trying to figure out where we go from there. The problem I have, Tom, with these Saturday ones is that I try to be a little looser because I figure it's the weekend and people aren't really into that zone of heavy, business lifting. So I try to be more funny and more relaxed. And I find that I get to a point about 11 minutes in and go, maybe I should have tried it a different way. But then next week we'll get to this and I'll do the same thing.
Yeah,
I guess that's what's real for me.
Stop judging it. It just is what it is. It is real.
All right. If you find the Saturday looseness valuable, please put in the comments you like the looser Saturday. And that'll be your reality.
Correct. And if you're like me and you just am always fairly drier let's say.
I was going to say loose is not the word you want to go with.
No, just try it. Then you can share that as well. And I think the beauty is, because we do each bring a different perspective, it is real for you, it is real for me, and that's usually has to be different because it can't be the same. That there's an opportunity that it's going to impact others. That someone is going to find that, as we say, that one thing that we set out in March to try to provide for people that is going to benefit them at some point. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, might be next week, it might be next year. They have added that to their knowledge, experience, and perspective for the time when they need to call upon it. And then it is real for them.
Nice. That was bravo.
All right, folks. If you have not joined Ring of Renegades Facebook group, you would definitely want to go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, and join our group. Because outside of this production every weekday and Saturday,
production,
you would also get to hear you would have the conversations that go on in the group. And in some regards, those are an expansion of what we're talking about. It's a space where you can come in, share what's real for you, and also learn from what's real for others, so that you can be influenced and be better prepared for whatever is going on and feel like it's a space where you can share that. And to me, honestly, that might be the greatest piece of this whole endeavor, is that people who need a space for that have found it, and they are able to share and able to gain from it and hopefully move forward in whatever they're trying to accomplish, whether they're trying to be a better leader, they're trying to run a better business, trying to be a better entrepreneur, whatever the case might be. Maybe they're just trying to be a different person. That is helping them believe that they can be a renegade, that they can carve their own pathway to success. So join us inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. And if not, you can always still catch us 8 a.m. We'll be back here Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern time for the next edition of today's Antidote. Have a great weekend. Bob, have a great weekend. Thanks for another great week of today's Antidote. And I'm sure one of us will go live at some point this weekend inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook, so you won't want to miss that. Maybe Bob will share some other light, jovial thing that people need on the weekend.
Could very well happen, although I talked about Chex Mix yesterday, so.
Yeah, that was interesting. I like that. I'm still rolling through my head, so it's thought-provoking.
I made some last night.
You're good to go. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Oh, and by the way, just to throw out in your head, if you are struggling with what your next destination is, and you're trying to figure that out, you kind of have an idea of where you want to go on your journey, but your next destination is unclear. On the end of December, we are going to have a program that you can join, a workshop you can be a part of, to help you move forward, create that next destination, and take that next step. So we're going to share a little bit about that now. Have a great day and a great weekend, and we will see you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, or we will see you Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Take care.
What's your next destination? 2020 was a challenging year for business owners, leaders, and nonprofits. Whether it was a boom, a bust, or pivoting to something new, on December 31st we will have reached a destination along our pathway. Now it is time to chart your next destination with new knowledge, experience, and perspective. Given all that has happened this year, are you clear on what is real for your audience? What to say, how to say it, and where to say it. No matter how your year went, being clear on these things is critical. Yet setting long-term goals during these times is challenging and confusing. Who can predict what things will look like in a year or 6 months? Charting our next destination provides focus, clarity, and direction. On December 28th to 31st, join our workshop where we will help you identify what your audience needs, how to speak to them, and where to find them. Can't make one day? Don't worry, it will all be recorded and available early afternoon each day. This interactive and collaborative effort will have you ready to take your next step. Register now and jumpstart your 2021. Chart your next destination and your unique pathway to success.